Good evening and greetings from the studio of Trayong News. I'm Jesse McCall here on September 29th, 2025. Tonight we're going to bring you some important headlines. To be frank, it would be much more desirable to bring you all of the positive news and great things that are happening here in the Kingdom of Cambodia, and there's a lot, and we could spend a long time talking about the wonderful things that are happening: business, tourism, investment, agriculture, manufacturing. There's so many good things that are happening here. And over the weekend, we've just had a wonderful Khmer Products Expo with hundreds of thousands of Cambodians coming and supporting locally made products. And there's a lot of good things happening here in Cambodia. But we're bringing you this broadcast wherever you may be because we need your support. Peace-loving citizens of the world, we need your support because unfortunately Cambodia has been the victim of a pattern of hostile aggression that demands international accountability. So this is what we're going to cover tonight, and we do ask for your support, peace-loving citizens around the world. That Cambodia is a smaller country that has not aggressed on any of our neighbors, has no desire, and there would be no logic to aggress on any of Cambodia's neighbors, is still unfortunately being aggressed upon by our neighbor. Cambodia stands firm on the precious peace that has been won here in Cambodia at immense cost. And Cambodia has no desire to invade anybody, but also no desire to sacrifice an inch of Cambodia's sovereignty. And I think that makes a lot of sense to all of you. So Cambodia is committed to uphold the ceasefire that was forged here in Cambodia, but at the same time, unfortunately, once again, are being aggressed upon. So I want to start today, first of all, with the situation at one of the border areas, which is the Anse border gate, and there's also a military base there. And so on Saturday, September 27th, Thai forces committed a direct, unprovoked military strike against Cambodian positions. This is serious. This is not child's play. These things, as you know, a spark can ignite a fire that can burn down a whole forest. And these types of aggression are uncalled for and very dangerous, very foolish. So the National Defense spokeswoman, Lieutenant General Male Sochita, confirmed that Thai military forces launched an attack on the morning of the 27th using firearms and mortar shells against Cambodian forces that were stationed in the Cambodian military base at Anse in Prevahia province. And despite coming under fire, Cambodian armed forces acted with maximum restraint and were not allowed to and did not return fire. Our Cambodian troops held their positions, of course, which this demonstrates a commitment to the ceasefire that unfortunately Thailand has repeatedly failed to match. It's interesting that Thai news outlets immediately began their old and familiar campaign of disinformation. And they found a video online recorded by Cambodians, and they posted this video on their news sites claiming that this video, when you can hear the sounds of guns and bullets in the background, claiming that this video is evidence that Cambodians were the ones firing across the border into Thailand. But however, if you listen to the video, and if anybody speaks Khmer, it's not hard to understand. It was very foolish of these Thai news outlets to broadcast this video, because if you listen to the video, you hear Cambodian soldiers, and there's definitely mortar fire and small arms fire coming from across the border where the Cambodian forces are stationed, coming from Thailand, and you hear them reporting up to their superiors saying, boss, we're being fired upon. There's bullets flying over our head. So how does this prove that Cambodia was the one who was firing across the border to Thailand? No, it very clearly proves that it was the Thai forces firing into Cambodia. Thankfully, there were no injuries or no lives lost. But this is a very dangerous and uncalled for act. So the Cambodia issued a direct challenge to Thailand. Cambodia and President of the Senate, Samdech Techo Hun Sen, he says, "We welcome international observers, the ASEAN Interim Observer Team, UN agencies, whoever, come and inspect the bullet holes and mortar craters at the Ansah military base. Come and collect them. Come and collect come and collect evidence. Who was firing upon who?" And by the way, it's important to point out that this was not both sides firing at each other. This was only Cambodia being fired upon. Pure gold does not fear the fire. And so, just like Samdech Techo Hun Sen, the president of the Cambodian Senate, said, he said, look, come, let observers come and see who was firing upon who. Unfortunately, the disinformation campaigns in Thailand are also very dangerous. And the evidence very clearly proves the illegality as well as the shame of the actions of Thailand and the Thai troops. And of course, like I said, the direct audio testimony from Cambodian soldiers on the ground speaking in Khmer, saying we're being fired upon, there's incoming fire, there's bullets flying over our head. And this explicitly refutes Thailand's claims that Cambodia was the initiator of this. Cambodia was not the instigator. Cambodia was the victim. I could go into a lot more commentary on this, but also want to talk about diplomacy on the world stage. And as Cambodian forces demonstrated iron discipline, Cambodia's diplomatic efforts continue to expose Thailand's lack of sincerity on the world stage. And so, of course, we had the United Nations annual summit, the General Assembly there in New York, and we had the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Cambodia as well as the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Thailand both give speeches. And I'll jump into this a little bit more, but the entire diplomatic exchange is defined by Thailand's contradictory stance. Listen carefully. Thailand continually claims, and they claimed again there at the United Nations annual assembly, to be a peace-loving nation, yet they hold the highest humanitarian ground hostage. Let me say this: if Thailand is truly a peace-loving country, they must demonstrate it not just by words but by actions, by immediately and unconditionally releasing the 18 Cambodian soldiers that were captured after the July 28th ceasefire took effect. And their continued detention now for 60 days is a clear violation of the Geneva Conventions. And so talk is cheap, rhetoric is easy to create. It's very easy to create a self-righteous narrative, but also very hypocritical. And so Cambodian Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Praksakon, delivered a very good address to the United Nations General Assembly and reminded the world of Cambodia's commitment and track record to dialogue, the rule of law, and the strict implementation of the ceasefire. And unfortunately, the Minister of Foreign Affairs for Thailand, he had a very evasive speech, and their message, which favors unilateral sovereignty, rejects external scrutiny, sounded like a peace-loving message, but lacks action. Like I said, let their words match with action by releasing the 18 Cambodian soldiers that have been held for now 60 days. And their continued military action also proves that their legal claims are weak and they cannot withstand the examination of the international community, thus they're resorting to force. Finally, we report on one of the most profound violations of Cambodia's sovereignty, and that's the threat to enforce foreign law on Cambodian citizens. And so the governor of Banteay Meanchey province, His Excellency Omrete, has forcefully condemned the threats made by Thai officials in the adjacent Thai Sakao province that they are going to apply Thai domestic law to Cambodian citizens in disputed areas. Sakao officials, the Sakao is the province adjacent to Banteay Meanchey province in Cambodia on the Thai side there, they have issued a 30-day eviction ultimatum, and they've threatened to apply their criminal code against Cambodian nationals living in the area. You can't do that. This is an illegal act of overreach. And His Excellency Omrete, the governor of Banteay Meanchey province, reminded his Thai counterpart that the disputed land is subject to the year 2000 MOU and what we call the JBC, the Joint Border Commission negotiation. As Cambodian officials have stated, no foreign nation has the right to enforce its domestic laws on undemarcated land, especially when those laws are backed by threats of violence and military force. So, unfortunately, these incidents are clear violations that are clear choices by Thailand to pursue military ambition over regional stability. Cambodian will not be provoked, but at the same time, we must not yield our sovereignty. And so we ask you to join with us in demanding that Thailand ceases its dangerous games and return to the principles of dialogue and respect now. That concludes our special report for tonight. Thank you for watching. Good night, and we'll be talking to you again soon. ជំរាបលាលោកអ្នកបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាយើងនឹងជួបគ្នានៅក្នុងពេលឆាប់ៗខាងមុខ
ត្រយ៉ងនាំសារពិតគ្រប់ទីកន្លែង